Thank you for that wonderful intro, Bonzo. So today we are talking about speedrunning. I know, shocker, right? I get asked pretty frequently, like, how do I get into speedrunning Sonic games? How do I get into speedrunning PO6? Like, do you speedrun any other games? Do you do stuff like that? And because I'm me, I have a unique way to answer this and maybe a different kind of recommendation to get into speedrunning yourself than you may have heard from other people, so I wanted to share it with you all. Also, I'm not going to forget in this video this time, starting May 1st, I'm going to be doing a Sonic-a-thon on stream where I'm going to be playing through a bunch of Sonic games in my favorite way. It's going to be at the normal stream time. I'll do a more proper announcement probably in the next week or so be on the lookout for that. There is a link in the description to a request form where I just need some of your Sonic opinions, and, well, I know you guys have Sonic opinions, so it would be really helpful and help make the marathon not only as fun for me, but also fun for you guys as possible. So, okay, let's jump into it now. So what recommendations do I have for speedrunning any Sonic game? Now, this is gonna be a long answer because I'm weird and quirky, so I have to give my weird and quirky long answer, is that I don't like speedrunning. I know, shock, appall, gasp, back in your chair. Oh my goodness, how could this be such a thing? Let me explain. So, I personally don't like speedrunning games. I enjoy playing through games casually. It's just that PO6, is my business. It's what I do. And it just so happens that the source of infinite content for a majority of Sonic games is speedrunning. And it just so happens that PO6 perfectly aligns with my ideal when it comes to speedrunning, which is kind of something you're already meant to do with Sonic games anyway, since you're kind of, supposed to play games over and over again and get better at them. That speedrunning is just kind of the extreme of that. And I just like PO6 in that the speedrun of it is play the game well with a few tricks that you find under the surface to just go a little bit faster and not insanely crazy major glitches. No hate against that type of speedrunning, just not my type of cuisine, my type of variety, my type of thing I like to indulge in with my life. Therefore, my answer when it comes to recommendations for a game to speedrun is I would argue that most people who have speedran Sonic games would suggest that you pick a level and you just play it over and over and over and over again until you get really good at it. I half agree with that because I think it's good to take a little bite size. Also, what's up, Beats? How's it going? To take a little bite size of the game and you get to, get really good at it and good at it and good at it. But what I've seen happen time and time again, people who it's called ILing, you take an individual level. I've seen people be like, all right, I've practiced all these levels. Now let me do a full game run. And then they get into the level, 30 seconds passes, they make one mistake, and then boom, they're like, fuck it, I gotta restart because I messed up. And then it sort of spirals into a sequence of they can never get a full game run going because they just are so used to doing the ILs that they keep messing up and just keep restarting over and over again and eventually just get sick of it. My recommendation, no matter how bad it is, just turn on the game, PO6, your first time running through it might be 40 minutes. Pick Sonic's story or your favorite hedgehog and just play through the game. And then, look up speed runs, see what you could do better in certain stages, and just keep doing it over and over again. Because the most important rule of speed running is hitting the tricks. The second most important rule is knowing what to do if you miss them. But if you're doing ILing over and over again, you don't get the chance to build that muscle of improvisation, which I think is the most fun part about watching a person speedrun a game. Because if I wanted to see the game ran absolutely perfectly, I'd just watch a task. And that's my very long-winded answer. The third rule that I failed to mention about speedrunning that I wanted to say is keep it fun, because speedrunning is really cool in that it can be as involved or as not involved as you want in terms of difficulty level, and also as involved or not involved in the community that you want. If you want to just get really good at Sonic Sweat Acropolis and then just come into the community and post the newest IL record, you can do that. If you've never speedran the game before and just want to join the Discord and try to learn speedrunning that way, you can do that. If you just want to watch speedruns and integrate some of the tricks into your own play of games sometimes, you can do that as well. That's kind of my approach outside of speedrunning PO6. I think that's my favorite thing about it, and I also like that categories are just arbitrary. If someone comes up with an interesting way to run a game and it becomes popular enough and enough people want it, we can add it to the leaderboards. Now, Of course, there come like rules with like competition and stuff, and you know, you don't want to cheat on categories by going against the rules and things like that. But overall, like speedrunning is just a completely free and very malleable experience that you can pretty much customize. And since we're gamers, we love customization to fit your specific needs. So I hope that this was helpful. Again, don't forget, link in the description to the Sonic-a-thon request form. That's going to be starting May 1st. So you're definitely not going to miss it. It's going to be a long marathon, so it's going to be hard too. But yep, just going to be on the streams, which I stream every Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. CST. So the schedule doesn't change. You can find a link to that in the description as well, to an automatically time zone adjusted stream schedule. Anyway, talk to your ear off enough for today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.